There's a story waiting for you, but once you hear it, you'll never sleep the same again. Welcome to Pure X Mysteries. My wife died 3 years ago, but I can still hear her breathing in our bedroom. Her name was Claire. We were married for 6 years. She had this habit, recording voice memos on her phone. Little reminders. Grocery lists. Random thoughts at 2 a.m. After the accident, I couldn't delete them. I'd play them sometimes, just to hear her voice again. But 3 months ago, something changed. I was going through her old memos. The usual stuff. Don't forget milk. Call mom on Thursday. Then I saw one I'd never noticed before. The date was wrong. It was recorded 2 days after she died. I pressed play, and I heard her voice. If you're hearing this,
I'm so sorry.
I played it again. And again. Her voice, it wasn't a recording. It was responding.
I didn't mean to stay, but I can't leave until you let me.
That night, I heard it. The breathing. Not from the phone. From her side of the bed. I didn't move. I couldn't. The air felt heavy. Cold. Like someone was lying right next to me. And then, I felt it. A hand. On my shoulder. The next morning, there was a new memo. Recorded at 3:47 a.m. While I was asleep. I didn't want to play it. But I had to know. Her voice came through. But this time, it was different. Calm. Almost relieved.
Thank you for holding on. But you have to understand, I wasn't the one who died in that car.
I looked at myself in the mirror that morning. Really looked. And I didn't recognize the face staring back. I checked my phone. My calendar. My photos. Everything was wrong. Dates I didn't remember. Places I'd never been. Messages I never sent. And then I found it. A photo. From 3 years ago. Claire, smiling at a grave. My grave. The recordings weren't hers. They were mine. And I've been dead the whole time. I moved into the house on Willow Creek because it was cheap. Too cheap. The kind of deal that makes you feel like you've stolen something. The realtor said the previous owner left in a hurry. No details. No records. Just a faint smile when I signed the papers. I didn't ask questions. When you've lost everything, cheap starts to sound like peace. The house was old. Tall ceilings. Narrow halls. It had that faint smell of dust and rain. Like it had been waiting too long for someone to come home. The first night was quiet. Too quiet. No hum from the fridge, no creaking floorboards, no distant car sounds. Just silence so deep it pressed against my ears. I remember lying in bed, staring at the ceiling. And feeling like something was staring back. It sounds stupid now. But it felt like the walls were listening. Every time I walked through the hallway, I caught it. That tiny shift in the air. Like my reflection moved a second too late. At first, I blamed it on exhaustion. I'd been running from a lot. Debt. Regret. loneliness. You name it. But on the third night, things changed. I noticed something strange about the mirrors. Or rather, the lack of them. There were none. Not in the bathroom, not in the bedroom. Not even on the closet doors. It's like the house didn't want me to see myself. That night, I heard footsteps. Slow. Heavy. Measured, like someone pacing just outside my room. When I opened the door, the hallway was empty. But the shadows didn't move with me. One stretched a little longer. Stayed a little too still. That's when I started marking the walls. A small X with chalk each night before bed. Every morning, the marks were gone. Not smudged. Gone. Like the house was healing itself. After a week, I started to hear whispering. It always came from the same spot. Right behind the wall by my bed. At first it was faint. Then it grew louder. I pressed my ear against the wall and heard my name. Whispered softly. Slowly. Then, clearer. The voice wasn't someone else's. It was mine. I moved out the next morning. Packed everything into my car and drove away. But halfway down the road, I glanced in the rearview mirror. And the house was still there. Not shrinking in the distance. Not fading behind the trees. Just standing. Watching. The GPS said I'd been driving in circles for an hour. When I finally stopped, I was back in the same driveway. The same porch light flickering. The same open front door. I went inside. I don't know why. Maybe part of me already belonged there. The air was different. Heavier. I could hear the walls, breathing. The floors pulsed softly under my feet. Like veins beneath skin. I tried to leave again, but every door led back to the same hallway. The same flickering bulb. The same soft whisper. And then I heard it. A heartbeat. At first, I thought it was mine. But it was coming from the walls. Slow. Rhythmic. Steady. Like the house itself was alive. That's when I realized something. The house wasn't haunted. It was hungry. It needed someone to live inside it. Someone to listen. Someone to remember. And now, when I breathe, the walls breathe too. Sometimes I still hear the footsteps. Sometimes I hear myself whispering from behind the walls. But mostly, I just listen. Because now the house isn't watching me anymore. It's me. Who's watching you? If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. There are more stories waiting in the dark. And they're dying to be heard. You've been watching Pure X Mysteries, where the shadows never sleep.